Hey everybody, happy St. Patrick's Day. It is March 16th, 2024. We are currently standing directly on the corner of 5th Avenue and 59th Street. You can see the Plaza Hotel, the flagship Apple store on 5th Avenue, and the Sherry Netherland Hotel. Today we're just going to be doing a walk through Central Park. This is going to be a spring walk. It's a beautiful day. And the St. Patrick's Day parade is just wrapping up here. So let's go ahead and get started. Now for the parade, they block off all of 5th Avenue, so there's only a few points where you could cross 5th and go all the way over to the park. So we're gonna go over to Madison Avenue and walk up 2 blocks, and we should be able to gain access to the park around all the barricades. It's about 4 p.m. Eastern, so the parade is just ending, and we're going to be making this left on Madison.
How we turn, whether it's theater, art,
Okay, this is officially Madison Avenue, and we are headed northbound, about to cross East 60th Street. This is headed towards the Upper East Side of Manhattan.
And I ran back.
There's big poles hanging over the street. That's the brand new congestion pricing in New York City. So if you drive your car south of 60th Street into Midtown Manhattan, you're gonna be charged a toll similar to what they have in London. There's been a lot of controversy about that in New York, and I believe the toll is going to be over $12 per day just for driving your vehicle south of 60th Street. Okay, let's go ahead and make this left, and we're going to go back to 5th Avenue, and we should be able to enter Central Park. Assuming all the barricades are down. And looking all the way in the distance, you could see those 2 big towers sticking up. That is the Deutsche Bank towers, formerly known as the AOL Time Warner Center. But now that Deutsche Bank has vacated their office at 60 Wall Street, they have now moved and taken over the Time Warner Center at Columbus Circle. Now into our field of view right here, this is all of Billionaire's Row. You can see 220 Central Park South, Central Park Tower, 157, and the Steinway Tower. And as we head further into Central Park, we're going to go to Meadow, where you can be able to see unobstructed views of all of Billionaire's Row. You can see sanitation vehicles cleaning up from the parade. We'll try to cross here to the right. All right, we've officially made it to Central Park. This is 5th Avenue and East 60th Street at Grand Army Plaza. For those of you who don't know, Central Park runs all the way from 59th Street, Central Park South, all the way up 5th Avenue to 110th Street, and then over to the west side to Cathedral Parkway, 110th Street, and then back down towards 59th Street, Columbus Circle. Another beautiful shot of the Plaza Hotel here. And let's officially enter Central Park. If you're looking for a semi-affordable hotel to stay in that's very close to Central Park, might I recommend the Park Lane Hotel. You'll be able to see it here in just a moment. And it was temporarily closed due to the pandemic, but they've underwent a full renovation.
I don't see them.
Yeah, in the middle.
In a few weeks here, the trees are going to start to bloom. This is going to look really, really nice.
Papa!
I'm gonna sit for a second while you describe.
Take this way over.
We're gonna take this path pretty much all the way to Sheep Meadow. It's a really popular spot in Central Park, particularly in the summer. For people to have picnics, hang out on the weekends, you'll always see it packed. This is one of my favorite spots in Central Park. From here you can see the Sherry Netherland Hotel, as well as the GM building and 432 Park. Let's go back to the
There's a fine hot radio.
regular angle.
Dude, we're like low-key, obviously.
We're like,
That wasn't that cool. That was... I'm at the top of the world!
We're probably about equally in line with 60th, probably 62nd Street actually. This is 15 Central Park West. That is the Trump International Hotel and Tower. And those two big towers is Deutsche Bank Tower.
Very good. Yeah.
All right, let's start to head northbound. If you're in Central Park, I would suggest to visit Strawberry Fields. You just have to go to 72nd Street and Central Park West. That is where they have the Dakota. One of the first nice days out in a while in New York. You can see everybody out. have the carousel, and you also have baseball fields. In a few moments, we're going to be at Sheep Meadow. And there's probably going to be really, really large crowds here. You'll have good views of all of the Upper West Side of Manhattan. Actually, it looks like it's not even open yet for the season. I don't think they're letting anybody in here yet. It says Sheep Meadow closed for the rest of the season. Wow, but this is one of my favorite spots in all of Central Park. In the summer, this entire lawn is just littered with people. We'll have to come back and do another tour while it's open. And you're looking at all of the Upper West Side of Manhattan. Let's turn back around. We'll go down the path, make a left, and then that'll take us to the main fountain. And in probably 4 to 5 weeks, you're gonna start to see all the leaves blooming on the trees. If you're looking to move to New York City, I always recommend Central Park South or the Upper West Side of Manhattan. The closer you are to Central Park, I think the better. Because city living, you know, you're living all on top of one another, right? But if you have an apartment or a townhouse right next to the park is essentially your backyard. Lots of activities, tons of clubs meet up here too. New York City running clubs, you have volleyball clubs, paddleball too. something going on, particularly in the spring and in the summer. This is one of the best parts of the park to walk during the fall, because you see all the leaves changing in the foliage. It looks really nice. But there's artists, there's musicians, there's people selling a bunch of stuff. It's a really nice part of Central Park to come and take a look. And this will run you all the way to the Bethesda Fountain, which is a popular spot for people taking wedding photos, I always say. Let's switch back to the wide angle lens just to get a different perspective. This drummer circle is always here every year.
It's a U-turn.
This is the band shell. It looks like people are taking wedding photos here. Look at that, they have the dog in the tuxedo too. That's awesome. what you're gonna see. So if you cross the street there, the bike path, that'll take you to the fountain. But we're gonna go underground past the public restrooms. And you're gonna see some really amazing architecture under here. So if you're visiting Central Park or New York City, this is one of the, I would say, the top 2 or 3 spots where you should definitely visit. And you'll see why in a moment. They still haven't turned on the fountain yet.
grandma, something by the fire. My grandma said to your grandma, set your flags on fire. Talking about ain't that, I go around it. Chuck 'em off, you know, I it. Chuck 'em off, you know,
Okay, let's head out of the fountain and we'll venture a little bit further onto the Upper East Side of Manhattan. Make this right and you're going to be able to see some of the cherry blossoms that are just starting to bloom in Central Park.
Riley.
Okay, we're now crossing back over to the east side of Central Park. And you have a good view of the Upper East Side of Manhattan. All of those nice buildings that are lining Central Park. But the cherry blossoms were unbelievable. Look at that. That's another perk in New York City, right? It's so versatile. You can be in the midst of the concrete jungle, in the hustle and bustle of the city, and then you can come out and transition into a more peaceful and tranquil place like Central Park, and almost forget that you're even in the city.
Well, let's go west. I'm gonna go tonight. I'm probably gonna go see this.
After we check out the boathouse, we'll head over to Belvedere Castle. This used to be closed down for a time, but now it is back open. I've had many corporate events in here. It's really nice. You have an entire catering hall, and you're overlooking the lake and all of the Upper West Side of Manhattan. I love this shot overlooking the Upper East Side. Really stunning pre-war buildings. We're headed northbound. Again, we're on the east side of Central Park. We're headed north. We're going to take this walking / running path all the way around, and we're going to veer off just to the left. And that's going to take us over to the Belvedere Castle, where we're going to have even better views of both the Upper East and the Upper West Sides of Manhattan. There's also a lot of great museums as you venture up this way. Obviously, on the east side, you have the Met, which is one of the most, I should say, sought after tourist attractions in terms of museums in the city. But on the Upper West Side of Manhattan in Central Park, in the 80s, you have the very famous Museum of Natural History, which is one of my personal favorite museums in the city. If you ever see a squirrel in Central Park, you could actually call them. You just have to go like this, and they should come. I guess not that one. But if you do that most of the time, they will come. And looking just off to the right, you can see the very back of the Met. But we are going to veer off just to the left. And we're going to check out the castle. You're gonna see more cherry blossoms and one more reservoir.
That was a choice.
transition again from the east side to the west side.
Get him going to it.
Okay, here we are. This is the Belvedere Castle.
They know. You don't, so it allows you to like.
You have really good views all the way to the Upper East Side. This is where they do Shakespeare in the Park. And looking this way is overlooking all of the Upper West Side of Manhattan.
Let's go.
Thank you everybody for joining this walking tour of Central Park in the spring. Subscribe for more walking tours in New York City. Thanks so much.